Have you ever got ignored by your own family for something you didn't do? If you've ever been blamed for something you didn't do, you know that silence can hurt more than words. But when the ones ignoring you share your blood, that pain cuts deeper than anything else. For me, that silence lasted 5 years. My family loved to talk about everything, about everyone. My aunts and uncles were the kind who called each other daily just to gossip about the rest of us. Birthdays were events, reunions were performances, and no one loved attention more than my Aunt Sofia. Sofia was my dad's sister. Charming, loud, manipulative in that I'm just being honest way. Her daughter Lena was the golden child. Beautiful, sociable, talented. Everyone adored her. And I didn't mind. I've never been one to compete for attention. I'm Maya. Quiet, practical, the one who handled the behind-the-scenes work during every family gathering. I wasn't the center of attention, but I was fine with that. Or so I thought. It all started at my cousin Noah's wedding. It was a big deal, a fancy event that pulled relatives from all over the country. I'd helped with organizing the decorations, playlists, and even did the seating chart because, somehow, everyone trusted me to keep peace among the feuding branches of the family. Everything went smoothly until the next morning. I woke up to my phone buzzing nonstop, text after text from cousins and aunts. Open quote, Maya, why would you say that? How could you? You've changed. Close quote. Confused, I opened my messages. Screenshots. Apparently, someone had sent a message in the family group chat from my number. The message said something nasty about Aunt Sofia and her daughter Lena. Something like, open quote, maybe if Sofia spent less time bragging about Lena and more time teaching her manners, she wouldn't have caused a scene at the wedding. Close quote. It wasn't my tone, my phrasing, or even my typing style, but none of that mattered. The message was there, and my number was attached. I hadn't sent it. I hadn't even touched my phone that night. But no one believed me. When I tried to explain, my Aunt Sofia cut me off with tears in her eyes and a trembling voice. You've always been jealous of Lena. I thought better of you. My parents were caught in the middle, uncomfortable, silent. My dad said, just apologize and move on. It's not worth fighting over. But how do you apologize for something you didn't do? The rest of the family followed Sofia's lead. One by one, they stopped replying to my messages. I'd walk into family dinners, and the conversation would suddenly die down. They stopped inviting me to gatherings. Even when I did show up, it was as if I wasn't there. And Lena? She watched it all with quiet satisfaction. I spent the next 5 years in silence. I focused on work, built a small circle of real friends, and tried not to care. But the wound stayed. Every time a family photo got posted online without me in it, every time I saw a cousin celebrating another event that I wasn't invited to, it burned. I told myself they'd see the truth eventually. That lies fall apart on their own. But years passed, and the lie stood firm. Then one day, I found out how it happened. It was pure chance. Lena had gotten engaged, again, to some guy named Chris. My mom, ever the peacekeeper, asked me to help design an invitation because you're so good with digital stuff. I didn't want to, but part of me thought, maybe this is a small step toward reconciliation. When I went to pick up some family photos from Aunt Sofia's house for the slideshow, I noticed something on Lena's old laptop in the living room. It was unlocked, open to her old email, the one she used for years. Out of curiosity, I peeked, then froze. There was an email thread titled Wedding Night Drama. Inside was a message from Lena to one of her friends, dated 5 years ago. It read, open quote, can't believe they all bought it lol. All I did was use that spoof text app and send the message from Maya's number. Sofia was furious. Worked better than I thought. Close quote. I sat there shaking, staring at the screen. Every nerve in my body buzzed. 5 years. 5 years of being ignored, blamed, cut off. Because of this. I took a deep breath, grabbed my phone, and took screenshots of everything. Then I transferred them to my drive. Proof. Solid, undeniable proof. That's when I saw the calendar pinned on the wall. In bold red marker, open quote, family reunion, Saturday 6 p.m. Close quote, 5 days away. For 5 days, I could barely sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I replayed those years of humiliation, the looks, the whispers, the cold shoulders. Part of me wanted to send the screenshots right away. But no, that would be too easy, too quiet, too forgettable. This needed to happen in person, loud, clear. so no one could ever twist it again. I called my cousin Jared, one of the few who'd stayed neutral through the years. "Are you going to the reunion?" I asked. "Yeah, why?" "I'm coming too." He paused. "You sure? You haven't?" "I'm sure." When the day came, I wore calm like armor. Light blue dress, hair tied neatly, neutral smile. I didn't want to look angry. I wanted to look collected. The family rented out a big hall in the suburbs, decorated with gold balloons and a welcome back banner. Everyone was there, laughing, hugging, pretending years of grudges didn't exist. When I walked in, the laughter dimmed just a little. Aunt Sophia's smile froze midair. "Oh, Maya, you came." "Of course," I said gently. "It's a family reunion, isn't it?" Her lips tightened. "Yes, of course, family." The whispers started almost immediately. I caught snippets. She actually came? After everything? She must be bold. Lena spotted me from across the room. She was dressed perfectly, as always, and gave me that same smug smile I remembered, the one that said, "You'll never win." I smiled back. Dinner started. Everyone took their seats. The usual chatter filled the room. Aunt Sophia clinked her glass and stood. "I just want to thank everyone for being here. It's been such a long time since we've all gathered like this, especially with Lena's upcoming wedding." People cheered and clapped. I waited until the noise died down, then stood slowly. "Actually," I said, voice calm but steady, "since we're all together, I think there's something we should talk about." The room quieted. Every face turned toward me. Sophia frowned. "Maya, maybe this isn't the time." "It's exactly the time." My heart hammered in my chest, but I didn't waver. For years, I've been blamed for something I didn't do. You all decided I was the reason for a family fallout, that I insulted Sophia and Lena during Noah's wedding. You all ignored me, treated me like a stranger, and never once asked for my side of the story. A few people shifted uncomfortably. My mom looked down at her plate. Sophia crossed her arms. "You sent that message yourself, Maya. We all saw it." "I know what you saw," I said softly, "but what you saw was a lie." I pulled my phone from my purse and mirrored it to the screen, the same one they'd been using for family photos earlier. The email appeared, and then I read it out loud. Every word. Slowly. Open quote. "Can't believe they all bought it, lol. All I did was use that spoof text app and send the message from Maya's number." Close quote. Gasps. Murmurs. Someone whispered, "Wait, what?" Lena's face drained of color. "Where did you get that?" she demanded. I turned to her. "From your laptop, the one you left open in the living room." Sophia stood, flustered. "This doesn't prove anything. Anyone could have." "It came from her email," I interrupted, voice cutting through hers. "With timestamps, metadata, everything. I even had a tech friend verify it." Lena's fiancé, sitting beside her, looked at her in shock. "You did this?" Lena opened her mouth, but no words came out. Just silence. The room erupted. Uncles muttering, cousins whispering, my mom covering her mouth, Sophia stammering excuses. She was young, she made a mistake. 5 years, I said, my voice trembling now. 5 years I spent being ignored. 5 years of walking into rooms where no one looked at me. 5 years of being the villain in a story I didn't write. Tears burned my eyes, but I didn't hide them. You all believed a message on a screen over me. You believed gossip over family. And not one of you had the decency to ask me if it was true. Silence. Even the children stopped whispering. You could hear the hum of the lights. Then, one of my older uncles, the one who'd always been closest to Sophia, spoke quietly. "Maya's right. We didn't even give her a chance." Another aunt nodded slowly. "We owe her an apology." Sophia looked like she'd been slapped. Lena was still frozen, staring down at her plate. I took a deep breath and set my phone down. "I'm not here for apologies," I said. "I'm here for closure." I looked at Sophia directly. "You raised your daughter to believe lies could buy her sympathy. But truth doesn't disappear, it waits. And when it comes back, it hits harder than any lie ever could." No one moved. Then someone clapped. Jared. Then another cousin joined. And another. Soon, half the room was clapping, not loudly, but firmly, as if agreeing with the truth after years of silence. I felt my shoulders loosen for the first time in years. The weight lifted. The reunion ended early. Sophia left without another word. Lena avoided everyone's eyes, her engagement ring glinting awkwardly in the fading light. I heard later that her fiancé called off the wedding the following week. As for me, I went home feeling lighter than I had in years. The next morning, my phone buzzed. A message from my Aunt Sofia. Open quote, I'm sorry, Maya. I didn't know. Please forgive us. Close quote. I stared at the screen, then typed back. Open quote, I forgave you a long time ago, but I won't forget. Close quote. And that was the truth. Months later, I hosted a small dinner. Just my parents, Jared, and a few cousins who had stood by me after the truth came out. It wasn't grand, but it was peaceful. Real. My mom hugged me after dinner and whispered, I'm proud of you. I smiled. For what? For standing up for yourself and doing it with grace. Because in the end, revenge doesn't always mean destruction. Sometimes it means standing tall while others crumble under their own lies. And as I looked around the table, laughter, warmth, genuine connection, I realized something. When you finally speak your truth, the right people will listen, and the wrong ones will expose themselves. Like and subscribe, share if this happened to you or someone you know.